Okay, so for those of you who are new to what we're doing, my name is Kenny Bedwell. I am putting on a ton of little mini breakout sessions, and we're going to talk about a ton of different stuff, all the way from finding markets, finding properties, evaluating deals, underwriting deals, and understanding amenities. And the point of all of this is to help you guys maximize your revenue or your ROI. Okay, so today I'm going to go through just a bunch of different topics. And the first one we're going to talk about is amenities that maximize revenue. If you were at any of my little breakouts yesterday, I taught you how to find amenities for your particular market. Okay, but now I'm going to start telling you which particular amenities are really good that have a high ROI based on the data. So everything I tell you, none of this is sales nothing is fluff. It's all based on data and information that we've pulled using our data from Airbnb and VRBO of which amenities can maximize revenue in different types of markets. So the first thing, get this, come on, there we go. So it's really important to understand that certain amenities perform differently in each market, right? I'm going to try to include, there'll be some amenities up here that you know and some amenities that you don't. And these all, like I said, they all have an ROI and an amount. So you're going to see different amounts per market. And when we pull the data, so in our I call them data genies, our data scientists, when they pull the data, this is what it looks like en masse. It's got these graphs. So this is a hot tub, the revenue that properties with and without hot tubs make. So properties in the blue here don't have hot tubs. These are in beach markets. This one's in lake markets. Okay, so you can see here that we'll stick to the 3-bedroom. So properties with hot tubs in beach markets, they generate revenue from here to here. Their average is there, or this line right here. Without hot tubs, here to here. Now what's interesting, and I'll talk about this a little bit later, is that you see how just because you have a hot tub doesn't guarantee that you're going to make more money than somebody without a hot tub. You guys see that? It's true for every single one. And we'll talk about why that is. Okay? Because it's not just about having the amenity, it's what you do with the amenity. And I'm going to show you some good examples of that. Okay? So it's obvious. So if we go to a lake market, let's see, the average is a lot higher than, say, the beach market. And there's a lot more potential in a beach market. This is just, I'm pointing at 3-bedrooms, for hot tubs and beach markets. Okay, now should I get a hot tub in a beach market? We'll talk about that in a second, but each market type is different, and your market's different from everyone else's. So it's really important as we go through this. Okay, so any amenity, so these are the amenities and how much specific revenue they can bring in these particular markets. Okay, so number one, pools. In beach markets, pools have one of the highest ROIs. So you're looking, and this is for all bedroom counts, okay? So it will bring in at least $15,000 to $30,000 more if you put in a pool in your property. So when people come up to me, Kenny, hey, I've got this 4-bedroom in Gulf Shores, and I'm thinking about putting in a pool, like how much is that gonna bring me? There's your answer, okay? The ROI is there. My personal rule of thumb for my properties, I have some properties in an urban market and a lake market. My rule of thumb is I need at least a 20 to 30% ROI on that amenity. Okay, so if I'm going to generate $30,000 a year from putting in a pool, I'm willing to spend up to $100K on a pool, which is kind of what they cost, right? So that would be a good amenity to add if I was in a beach market and considering that. Smaller amenities, because not everybody can do a pool or needs to do a pool. Kayaks, paddleboards, beach supplies. Properties that have these are generating $6,000 to $9,000 more on average. Okay, that's a huge ROI. A $500 kayak, 6 to 9K. Okay. Now there might be a question later. Well, do I need all of these? No, you don't need all of them. This is literally just these specific ones we found in properties and the correlation to increase. Fire pit. This is a big one. You're going to see this one a lot. $3,000 in beach markets. Okay, I know not all beach markets can have fire pits. I get that, but that's still a big deal for people. You're going to see a lot of outdoor amenities are driving revenue, increasing it significantly. The one that was most interesting to me was golf-related amenities, mini putt-putt, golf simulators, things like that, 5 to 10,000. Okay, some of this stuff, guys, especially this one, really these three here, they're cheap, right? Like it's not that expensive to go get a kayak or some paddle boards and stuff and put in your properties, but this is how much they can bring you based on the data. Mountain markets, obviously hot tubs. The mountain markets have the highest return on investment for hot tubs, between $12,000 to $20,000. Okay, game rooms, 8 to 12K. This is like a must-have now. Now, what's considered a game room? So game rooms are when you have a pool table, arcade machines, and some other sort of game in there, maybe a ping pong table or a foosball table. So if you just have one of those items, or if it was checked in Airbnb as like kind of a game room, then it classified and made it into this list. EV charger, this one's big. Now, I thought that was really interesting because this didn't make the beach markets cut. There actually wasn't a really high ROI or a highly correlated ROI to EV chargers in beach markets. Why is that? Why do you guys think EV chargers do really well in mountain markets? They're not available? Yeah, it's not as easy to find a charger because most...
The distance that people are traveling
Yes.
to because the beaches
The
usually
distance,
have
she's
the
saying the
most
distance,
flowers
yep.
and the-
Most mountain markets are drive-in markets, right? You got to fly somewhere and then drive to get there. Most beach markets, for the most part, are fly-in markets. You can fly into that market and then it's a short drive to your destination. So that's why EV chargers. And then on top of that too, like you said, there's not that many chargers around, period. So people are having to drive other vehicles to get to locations, and these have really picked up recently. Okay, like a $1,500 investment, and you're good. Just get a generic one. Okay, last one. This is huge. Outdoor furniture. So what do I mean by that? Is that like a couple of chairs around a campfire? That's not. These are like patios. So think decks. There's a big correlation to outdoor furniture and having decks, right? Spaces where people can gather together. When they're going into the mountains, they want peace and quiet, but they want to spend that time with their families, with the group that they're with. And when they want to do that, they want to sit somewhere. They want to enjoy it and that together. This is really important. For those of you with mountain properties, the biggest thing I want you to take away from this, beyond like these three, because you probably have these three already, if not already, the outdoor furniture. How can you improve your outdoor space? How can you improve that experience for your guests? Is it maybe better games? Is it better gathering area? Is it maybe more lights? The fire pit enhancement? Doing any of those things I just mentioned will increase your revenue. It's statistically proven to do so. So highlight that and focus that. And I'm going to give you some examples on how you can do that immediately as well after I go through the list of these markets. Okay, let's do the next one. Lake markets. Okay, game room again, 8 to 12K this time. Kayak and paddle boards, 9 to 13K, even more than beach markets. Saunas, these are new. Saunas do really, really well in lake markets. They have the highest ROI out of any of the market types. It would go lake market, then mountain market for saunas in terms of ROI. And the beach market, that's not a thing. So, yeah, who wants to sweat and then sweat some more? You just go outside and lay on the beach. Balconies, being able to see the views, right? Look over the lake. That one was really interesting. This is an actual amenity data point in Airbnb, right? They have balconies as a thing. So if you have a quote unquote deck or something like that, you might be able to classify that as a balcony, right? And that helps. So that's the return for lake markets, the amenities for that. Urban markets. Okay, cable or satellite. So what does this mean? Do I need to provide Netflix for people? No, you don't need to do streaming. There's a difference. But this is for like, especially when people urban markets. Like I live near Buffalo, New York. So people come for football all the time. And 9 times out of 10, they ask me, hey, they're going to go to the game, but they want to watch some of the stuff too. So I've got to have the channels. Those properties, 3 to 5K, okay, for cable or satellite TV. Family friendly. I did a huge thing yesterday, and I talked about family friendly. What does that mean? Does that just mean a high chair and a pack and play? No, that doesn't. That means I should almost pull up another slide with all the different things. There's like 10 different things. Baby monitors, outlet protectors, kids utensils, high chairs, booster seats, not just high chairs, booster seats. All like everything. Like if you had, most of you've had kids, think about it when you had a kid, all the different little things you had to have. Blackout curtains, that's huge. Okay, I've got a 10-month-old and a 3-year-old. And when we travel, we've got to haul all this crap, to the place. And I literally choose, when we go places, like we just went to Disney World, I chose Airbnbs, or the Airbnb we stayed at, based on the type of family-friendly amenities they had. Okay, it's not just, oh, I've got, 2 things and I can check that box of family-friendly. That's not what that means. It means covering as much as you have. When I walked in, I told everyone this yesterday. When my daughter walked, my 3-year-old, we went into the Airbnb. I was kind of like, it's a little bit vanilla. It's Orlando property. It all looked pretty much the same. Walked in there, and I was like, we'll probably never stay here again. But my daughter came running out of the room, and she had all these toys. And she's like, I love this place. Right? And that for me, that was like, whoa. I'm like, this place looks boring. I'm like, whatever, we're going to be at Disney World the whole time. But the reality was, I provided an experience. And guess what happened when I went to write the review? I was like, this is my experience I had here. And that's what you guys need to provide for your guests through these amenities. So just because it says, oh, family friendly, elaborate upon that. Okay? Bikes is the next one. It's really interesting in cities, obviously. 3 to 4K. I thought that was it. And then grill. I think is it the next one? I'm going to talk about the pictures. Yeah, I'll talk. Okay, all right. I'm going to get to this. This one's really interesting, guys. I'll highlight this a little later with the pictures, but it's not just about having the grill. Take pictures of the grill in use, okay? And like I said, we'll go over some examples of this later. But the reality is, when you're choosing your amenities, so those amenities that you're going to select that are proven to drive revenue, you need to market them for your guest demographic or the guest avatar, meaning who is staying at the place. The guest demographic includes their income level, family oriented, if they're coming for weddings, couples, the group sizes, where are they coming from? Targeting them and those amenities to support and have that experience like I had with my daughter. Okay? Let's talk about pictures. So it's not just important to have the amenity. When people come to me and say, Kenny, I've got this property in X market and I want to make Y revenue, how do I do that? What amenities should I add? And I ask them first, well, what amenities do you currently have and how are you marketing them? Okay? The 2 properties, same market. This one's lakefront and this one is not lakefront. They're the same they're the same size. Which one makes $20,000 more? The one on the left, right? Why is that? They have the same amenities. This one even has lakefront and quote unquote has a balcony. So like why is that one making more money? They're showing the experience. They're highlighting the experience of the stay. Okay? Now, I know some people feel weird about having models in their photos, and I get it. But even if you remove the girl, it's still a really nice shot, right? So my question to you, going back again, is what are you doing to highlight the amenities that you have? Your first 5 photos should be the top 5 highlights for your property. The top 5 things to do at your property. It's the selling points. Okay, I know everyone's like, well, we got to do the tour of the house and show people. No, that's not what the first 5 shots. The average guest will only look at 13 photos before booking your place. Okay? And before they scroll on, they're going to look at the first 5. And if they click, then they're going to look at 13. So if you're busy focusing on the things that don't matter, you're going to get a lot of people scrolling through and skipping your property. We'll talk about some ranking later when I do the is it pricing, is it my listing, or my amenities. But the important thing here is your pictures are key to marketing those amenities. All right, and that highlights the fact that if I go back to this one here, this is why these properties in beach markets with hot tubs make less than other properties that don't have hot tubs, because they have shots like this, the cover on, not in use, not even on, and like this terrible photo. Do something with your amenities first, and then let's talk about what you can add. Okay, maximize that revenue. Simple things. Okay, it's true for every single market. It works like that. All right, let's look at another one. This is in the Smokies. I thought this was really interesting. So this property, I don't know if you can see it because it's night, but it actually has some views. You can see some kind of mountains over there. But the focus here is the fire pit, okay? So here's the fire pit in image one, and here's the fire pit in the other
That's
one.
my neighbor down the street from me.
Oh,
It's
this
not
is
my
her neighbor.
not me, like right under me.
Yeah, okay. So this is her competition. All
Thank
right.
you.
Which one do you
I know,
think?
that's
Oh,
true. He's right
well,
under
this
me.
isn't your property, so good thing. Obviously, we know that that's the
First
one.
Joy, he's right under me.
Yeah. Joy, what's it? Okay. Joy is, look at this fire pit. Honestly, how expensive do you think that fire pit is? Is that a $5,000 fire
No,
pit?
he did it
No.
himself.
So yeah, and he did it himself.
Yeah.
So like, what? He's maximizing his revenue by putting into action, having the fire with the marshmallows going on. Look at the hot tub. Look at the wine glasses. That's super easy to do. And somebody asked me, well, are guests going to expect wine and marshmallows? No, but you can put a little disclaimer. I made the joke too. I said, are guests going to expect the woman in the hot tub when they show up too? Probably not, right? All right, here's another one. This is a really good example. This is a pool, okay? It's not just about having a pool, right? I think we're kind of learning this. It's about what you do with the pool. I love this example. This is in Hollywood, Florida. This property is a block away from the beach. It's the same, they're both 4 bedrooms, okay? This property is a mile away from the beach. Statistically, this property should make a whole lot less than this one. But what are they doing here? They have this pool, honestly, this pool looks a lot like technically it'd be cooler, but the lighting and how they're showing the pool is why it's more attractive. And this property over here makes $65,000 more than this property, even though it's further away from the beach. Okay? So proximity is important, but how you market your property is more important. So focus on that when you're looking at different types of, when you're using the amenities that I've shared with you so far. Okay, guys, that is it for this session. I've got another one coming up at, what's the next one? I'm looking at the schedule, 1:45, and we're going to talk about the top 2024 markets that no one's talking about. Also, I have a breakout session about how to find markets, and I'll be on stage today. You'll see me at 9 o'clock. Just don't boo me, okay? And if you guys have any questions, come up to the team, come talk to us about amenities. We'll be here to help you.
Really, Kenny? He copied
No.
me.